Hello guys, this is Daniel of Summonized TV, and today I have a guest speaker. I won't preempt everything. Today we are speaking about politics. We want to speak about politics. Tuliona very recently we had a conference, Azimio La Azimio La Umoja. I would like to ask you a question. What do you know about Azimio La Baba? Mimi nimekuwa nikisikia tu Azimio. I don't know what is Azimio.
Okay, quite interesting. At such a point of a time in history, next year we are going into an election, and obviously before any election, as we know in our country, Kenya, a lot of coalitions break, others come up.
Very true.
Just the usual Kenyan way that we always have. Azimio is now something that has been created, a political philosophy that has been created in readiness for 2022. And as we saw the brains behind Azimio, you can see it's trying to really unite Kenyans.
Very true.
It's trying to give the face of unity.
Sure.
Our politics is usually characterized with a lot of chaos, a lot of violence, a lot
Very true. I've seen it.
So for me, I look at Azimio and I look at it as that is what they want to feel, that everyone is included. Tribalism has divided our country for the longest time possible. And as you were seeing them, giving those regional representatives time to air their views, air their agenda. It was really trying to show Kenyans that Azimio La Umoja is aimed at having a united front, a face of Kenya.
A face of Kenya.
Yeah, that is how I look at Azimio.
And a lot has been said about Azimio, and I've not seen their manifesto. But one of the things that I've heard about Azimio is that they will create job opportunities to the youth, isn't it? And they will also be able to pay the youth 6,000 every month. So where do you think this money, or rather this amount of money, where will it come from? Is it going to come from our tax, or there's other mechanism that they are going to use to pay us every month, even if you are not working, just sitting, just sleeping, you'll be able to be paid 6,000 every month?
That's quite challenging, because looking at 6,000, it was not for the youth but for Kenyans living in poverty, those that cannot be able to earn a living, and it was categorically said that this money will help them to go into starting small businesses, the little SMEs that can start with this little capital, maybe for upkeep. When you convert the amount of money, it's by 2 million, and then maybe over a month or a year, it's a lot of money that can really raise questions like, where is this money going to come from? But as you had the flag bearer of Azimio La Umoja, His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga, he was saying that he has plans and policies to avert corrupt practices that we have always seen in this country. We lose a lot of money into corruption. If he's able to fight corruption and make correct use of the funds that we are getting from our little tax, then that money, I am sure, can be found. But if it is going to bring another burden, because he said ondoa mzigo kwa mwananchi, if you are going to ondoa mzigo kwa mwananchi, you're not going to ondoa one and then bring in other things altogether. So I believe if he is going to act upon the policies just as he has aired them and brought them forth, then I believe that indeed, truly, this money can be got. This country, let us not lie to ourselves that our country, Kenya, has no money.
Yes.
There is a lot of money in this country, considering the amount of exports and imports, the digital taxes.
Even the loans that we take from abroad.
Where are all this money is going to?
You have very articulate points that you are giving out here. There is something very crucial that I've heard since time immemorial. We have heard that Baba, let me call him Baba, because that is the name that has been always used by the politician. So Baba, since time immemorial, he has been painted to look as if he's a bad guy, isn't it? Because he has always been in the opposition side. But in this dispensation, we've seen Baba from 2017, after he lost, after the repeated election, and then it came a point whereby Baba joined Uhuru and they shook hand, inaitwa handshake, walisalimiana, isn't it? And then before, a lot of words, abuse, mganga, nini, and Uhuru could say that this man does not love development. You've heard Uhuru saying that, isn't it? And now, here comes Uhuru trying to tell us that Raila Odinga, His Excellency Raila Odinga, he is the man. He is the person who is going to bring development. He is the person that is going to revolutionize our country, Kenya. So how is Uhuru Kenyatta going to remove those words that he painted about Raila before? How is he going to remove them to the minds of the Kenyans that he used to speak about?
Quite interesting question here. As we have always seen, there are no permanent enemies in politics.
Indeed.
And the political game, as it's always played, collisions break and collisions come. And historically, we can see that the family of Odinga and the family of Kenyatta have kind of had some friendship at some point, rivalry at some point, friendship at some point, rivalry at some point. But when we looked at, like during the convention of Azimio La Umoja, you could see them play those historical videos, those historical tapes. That is one of the ways of trying to tell Kenyans that these people are not bad. Sure. These people have the interests of others at heart. Look at how they reminded us of Raila's father, when he said that let Kenyatta lead. That is what they were reminding us. They were reminding us how Raila, they took us through the life of Raila.
Sure.
As he was fighting for multipartyism. They took us to the days of Moi. They took us to the days of the 90s. They took us to 2002. Look at the Kibaki Tosha campaign and all these things. And then again, in politics, it's just a wave. In politics, it's just a wave. I understand and I accept about that. So what
and you
is
say
going to happen?
Politics is a dirty game, isn't it?
Yes.
But I think it's just few people who know that politics is a dirty game. We have that old man, that old mama there at the village.
Down in the village.
Yeah, up country there. And this old mama, or rather mzee, has been there listening to this politics from that radio. Some of them, they have their radios that they listen every now and then, those local dialect radios, isn't it? And this person has been hearing Uhuru, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, speaking all manner of these things. So do you tell me that this old mama, again hearing Uhuru talking things, or rather positivity about Raila, huyu mtu atachange?
I know that perceptions, it is more of psychology.
Very true.
And once someone is in the position of influence, they are likely to sweep across very fast. Perceptions are always bound to change. For him to have decided, because it was very clear from the Azimio convention that it is Uhuru who approached Raila for the handshake, which means that he has envisioned this. Look at how...
So does it mean Ruto was not engaged in that
as we have seen
conversation?
In the handshake conversations,
yes,
it has come out evidently that it was clearly between the two.
Between Raila and
Uhuru, without involving, none of them has involved their parties. Right after the handshake, we saw how people from each camp were abusing each other. We saw how they were saying that it won't last. We saw all these things. But look at 2018 and this is 2021. And as things stand right now, it's almost clear that Uhuru is endorsing Raila for the presidency. And apart from just the influence of the mama in the village, look at this. The mama listens to the radio.
Yes.
And the mama was listening to the radio when the handshake was there.
Yes.
The mama listened to the radio over BBI.
Yes.
The mama has been listening to the radio even Azimio as they were. Look at Macharia supporting. Look at David Murathe. He was there.
Yes.
Look at all these people. They are not actively engaged in politics, but they are mafias in this country. Look, they were there, right?
Yes.
And this mama hears that apart from Uhuru, Murathe is supporting. Look at the former Speaker Francis Ole Kaparo.
Yes.
He even said categorically that I've never voted for this man, but this time I'm going to vote for him.
So does it
Look
mean
at
that?
Murathe. So it is very easy for this mama to ask themselves that all our people are supporting this man. Then
Yes.
the influence is obviously influence
true.
from top down is easier.
It is easier, very
Yes.
true. But then, this is my angle of thinking. It means that Raila is being used by the system.
And then
So
before
that
you
in-
get to the system,
Yeah.
as long as we have had the deep state stance, we have had the system stance.
Very true.
You know, most of the time, sometimes as much as we vote, but
That's my point now.
incumbency always has a power.
Very true.
If you're being endorsed by incumbency,
Yes.
it doesn't matter what is, as long as the rights people, or rather the rights authorities are agreeing with you. And in Kenya, you know, the business community is very important.
Very
if you're
important.
going to give them
Very important.
a conducive working environment, then why not? They will support you.
So
and if
it
they're
means-
supporting you and you're being supported by the system,
Yes.
as we
So
have always
democracy in the country of Kenya is a scam.
not really a scam, but there are two sides of it.
Because we exercise our rights, or rather duty, to vote, isn't it? But then the will of the people, in some instances, or rather in some cases, it does not prevail. The will of the system, or rather the business community.
Protect the interests of. You have had these conversations of who owns Kenya.
Yeah.
The billionaires of this country.
I've heard.
Yes. If they have the billions, they support you. Once you're in the government, you give them multi-billion. You don't have to really give them anything big. Give them a tender, and they gain from it. And it is a give.
You can even supply nothing.
Give me, I give you kind of relationship.
Sure.
So which places democracy at a point where it is not
Duly exercised
yes,
in our nation.
It is not. We can't say that it's not there. It is there, but the level or the extent to which it's being put to use is now the big question.
Very true. Very true. So, as we finalize, your perspective on the 2022 election, do you think His Excellency Raila Odinga is going to defeat His Excellency William Samoei Ruto in terms of numbers? Because we've seen UDA has dominated most of the counties. When of course, Ruto started his campaign long time ago, actually 3 years ago. He started his campaign, isn't it? So do you think that ODM will beat UDA in terms of numbers come 2022?
As we can see, I don't think ODM is going to be. ODM is still a party, yes, but you can already see Azimio La Umoja government has been movement has already been launched.
Yes.
And if you were keen with the events unveiling at the convention, it was very clear that the people who have come up with this Azimio La Umoja have really envisioned what Kenyans want to hear and what Kenyans want done. Look at how they have gone down to the people. if you were very keen, you'd realize that every region was represented in terms of what they want done in their region. Some regions were complaining of roads, some regions were complaining of poverty, some regions were complaining of land issues, historical injustices, and some regions you would see like Nyanza, the cotton, the raw materials, the soapstone industry in Nyanza. We were seeing the sugar industry in Western, and all these things. You know, when you go to the people and ask them, what do you want me to do for you? And then you bring them to your side, and then you give them the voice to air themselves. I mean, this is a psychology tactic. It touches on the hearts of the people, and it makes them feel like you're really going to do it. And then it is from that he came up with the 10 pillars of Azimio La Umoja, as we saw them being highlighted clearly. And if you look at even the history as these things have come, do you know, for the first time I was even looking at it and thinking that really greatness comes by how much you have offered yourself. You realize that Raila has offered himself so much for this country, for the interest of this country. There are so many scandals that were supposed to come to hurt our country, but because of him, they came to the open. He has really put the interests of this country in front.
Up front,
when I was comparing, for a long time I was thinking that, the DP is a good politician, but look at this. We are headed towards a digital economy. How do you give people wheelbarrows? What is the... I don't understand. And with time, people may, after sensitization, and with what is going to come as a war of ideas. You understood, the right honorable said that he's not fighting anyone, he's just fighting with ideologies.
Okay.
And he's coming with powerful ideologies. Which presents...
Okay, wait a little bit. I don't want us to go there because I'm not a supporter of either parties, either Azimio or even the UDA thing. I'm not a supporter of it. But what I can say is that 2022 is coming, isn't it? And we as normal Mwananchi, or rather Kenyans, we are going to exercise our duty to vote for the leader that we feel that is going to bring an economic revolution into our nation, because we have long suffered a lot. In fact, the youth of this dispensation, we are passing through a lot. What we would like is that to get a leader, or rather a president, that will help our nation to come out of debt, so that we may be able to change our economy. And also the normal Mwananchi, the business guys, the small SMEs, let them be supported. Yes, let them be supported. So 2022 is coming, and we trust God that we are going to get a God-fearing leader. We are going to get a leader that is going to change our nation. So, as we finalize, I would like you to give your final remarks and advise that youth that has not taken his or her vote as we enter into 2022. Your final remarks?
What I would like to say is that there is an unprecedented thirst for leaders, for youths in this country to become leaders.
Sure.
But I have realized that the leadership of this country really requires a lot of wisdom. I'm not saying that it should now come with the old people,
Sure.
but I can advise the youth that let us not look at, most youth are looking like it is our time to eat. They have this thirst to eat. It is our time to eat.
I get it.
That is what most youths are looking at. But look at the history of the people who have led this country. There are people who have sacrificed their lives for the sake of the things, the good things or the good fruits we are seeing today. And if we are not careful, the youths of this country, given opportunity, they have the strength, remember?
Sure.
And if they adopt some of the poor policies we have seen from our preceding leaders who are older, then we may land ourselves in a crisis.
Sure.
So the youth should allow the elderly to guide them,
Yes.
to advise them so that they are able to take these leadership roles the right way.
Very true.
So that it's not taken with the interest of we want to eat.
Sure.
Yes.
In terms of voting, those that do not have their voters card.
When the government opens up, I know they gave another opportunity when it comes up. Let us lead by example.
Sure.
Let us exercise our democratic rights.
Sure.
And let us choose people who are going to, who don't, the youth have this slogan of, it's our time to eat.
Sure.
Yeah, but let us not vote people whose time to eat has come,
Sure.
but people who are ready to take this country to a greater level, because we still have other generations, more generations.
Very true.
If they mess at this stage, we will still require other strong people to come and salvage the country.
Very true.
Will we be moving on in salvaging, becoming great? We fall, salvage, become great. I mean, I hope you understand.
I understand. So, friends, before we finalize, I would like you guys to just click on your right, that button that is there, you like, you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Summonized TV, and you can also go to our Facebook page at Summonized TV. You can also go to our IG. We are there at Summonized TV. We also have IG TV. We are there at Summonized TV, and you'll be able to see, or rather to get more of this politics story and also fun stories and updates of news as they are happening huko kwa field. So see you next time. God bless you. God help you in Jesus' name.